Hello everyone. Today I bring you the creation of a painting depicting the beast of XMEN. I hope you like the idea of a painting. I personally enjoy making them a lot. After modifying the file with Blender, which is a free program, and sanding the print, I applied a black primer and started applying the base color. Once I finished with the base color, I started to define the shadows using a black blue, applying it in the recesses and lower parts of the figure. I know it may seem like a long and tedious process, but I assure you that the end result will be worth it. Finally, it's time for the bright color. I chose a very vivid color because the colors I used previously made the figures look very dull, and the result wasn't the best. Here you can see the various shades between base color, shadows, and highlights. At this point, the colors are a bit disjointed from each other, so I decided to use a blue ink to blend them together. For the mouth, I started with a white to create the base for the transparent red that I applied after. For the teeth, I used a beige color, even if you can't see it because I covered everything with my big head. I want to assure you that the curls are natural and I don't do perms. Tell me that you're Italian without telling me that you're Italian. For the eyes, I used a gray-white for the sclera, a sea blue for the iris, and blue-black for the pupil. Painting the eyes is always one of the most difficult parts in making statues, as they are small and a small mistake could ruin the whole work. I recommend taking a deep breath before you start painting them to have the steadiest hand possible to avoid making mistakes. For the pupil, the use of the tip of a toothpick can also be useful. For the underwear, I decided to use a lapis lazuli blue because it is a very vibrant and shiny color. The belt will have to be yellow, so as a base, I used a white gray and then I applied a very bright yellow. Yellow is a low coverage color, so you will need at least 2 coats to make it stand out. Now, I'm going to complete the belt by adding the red and black, being careful not to cover the other colors. Obviously, I made a mistake here and had to correct it with more blue. To finish the eyes and give more realism, I applied a coat of gloss varnish. Since I want to paint this electronic thing silver, I had to apply a black base first. This Vallejo silver covers very well, unlike the gold color which I hate with all my heart. If you have any advice for applying gold color or specific brands with good coverage, please write it in the comments. For the nails I used a very common ivory color from Army Painter. For this painting, I decided to get a frame without borders, but in my opinion it would have been better with art. As glue, I use craft pots, or as it is pronounced, it is divided into liquid, semi-liquid and gel, and I must say that I find it very good, and you can easily buy it from Amazon. After struggling with the frame, I finally found the configuration that I liked the most. We finally reached the end of the video. Sooner or later, I'll learn to take detailed photos and videos to better show the final result. Thanks for sticking around this far. Please comment and subscribe to the channel. For any questions, criticisms, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments so I can grow and improve. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you next time.